Good morning, dear friends. Again, I'm here in front of you, and today we'll be talk about talent management. Actually, I'm taking talent and knowledge management in BBA 6th semester as well as MBA 4th semester. So today I'll be talking about talent management, and especially we'll be focusing on the first module of talent and knowledge management, that is talent management. If you are talking about talent management talks about employee. What is talent? Talent means employee. And what is management? You are talking about management of employees since the entry to a graceful exit. So ultimately, if you are talking about talent management first of all is a strategic process, and in that strategic process you are talking about attracting, you are talking about sourcing, you are talking about recruitment, you are talking about attraction, you are talking about selection, you are talking about placement, you are talking about performance appraisal, you are talking about career planning, you are talking about succession planning, and finally you are talking about optimizing the performance of employee. That means talent management is a strategic process with the help of which you are going to attract, retain, and develop employees inside your organization, and you are going to achieve individual as well as organizational goal. It is not a process that only focuses on identifying the organizational need or the needs of employee or the need of organization, but this is a systematic process. Talent management is a long-term process with the help of which you are not only identifying, rather you are going to develop, you are going to retain employees to achieve long-term success of your organization. So see, an organization cannot work without employees, and for that you need to, if you want to sustain in long term, you need to have a pool of employee, you need to have a pool of talented employee who could work for your organization in a long term perspective. You need to talk about attraction, you need to talk about retainment, as well as you need to talk about overall development of employee, overall nurturing of employee to ensure that the organizational goals are completed within a short manner. Now we'll be talking about talent imperatives. Talent imperative are the key priorities with the help of which you are going to manage organizational workforce. Actually, talent imperative are the critical actions. They are the much required, they are the much needed action that management undertake to attract, develop, and retain employees. I mean, today you are living in a competitive world where you need to talk about talented employee, where you need to talk about an upgraded version of these workforce. Therefore, talent management is much required. If you are talking about talent imperative help business to align its goal with that of management practices that are carried out inside organization to manage employee. Some of the key talent imperative are attracting the top talent. If you want to carry out the process of talent management, you need to create a strong brand for your organization, and if the brand name of your organization is very strong, then as a result of which you could attract best talent, you could attract best top talent from market to your organization. And the second talent imperative is to develop skills force, to develop a workforce that is very much skillful. So if you want your organization to be managed in a proper fashion, if you want your organization to be managed in a proper way, you need to talk about development of workforce. See, what you are doing, you are going to carry out a skills analysis or gap analysis, and finally with the help of that particular gap analysis, you are going to match the current skills of employee with that of required skills, and finally after finding the gap, you are going to formulate different kind of strategy either on departmental basis or on organizational basis, and finally with the help of some certain training programs, you are going to develop your workforce. The third important talent imperative is retainment and engagement of talent. So it is not only about recruiting, it is about recruiting as well as retainment and development of talent. You are going to prioritize what kind of actions are required to retain talent, what kind of imperatives are required to retain talent, as well as what kind of tools and techniques you are going to undertake to, with the help of which you are going to attract and retain talent inside an organization. See, talent management is very much important. Without a proper talent management, you cannot save cost and you cannot talk about fulfillment of individual as well as organizational goal of your organization. Next talent imperative could be proper engagement. It could be proper agility and adaptability. If you are talking about all such things will provide a competitive edge to your organization, and finally, with the help of that competitive edge, you can survive and you can create a separate brand name for your organization, which is much required. Another talent imperative could be succession planning and leadership development. If you are talking about a proper succession planning, then ultimately, with the help of succession planning management, with the help of leadership development, you can create a proper positive work environment inside organization. Succession planning helps to retain high potential employee. It helps to motivate employee to come forward and to contribute to organizational success. It ensures a smooth leadership transition for your organization, and even if the leadership of your organization is smooth, then ultimately you can create a proper platform where you can talk about mentorship, where you can talk about coaching, and finally, with the help of all such programs, you can develop talent. Another talent imperative could be the data driven approach. I mean, you can use HR analytics to improve hiring. You can use data driven approach to manage employee engagement. You can use data driven approach to predict current and future employee needs. See, all these requirements, all these imperative calls for a proper programming, all these imperative calls for a proper strategy of talent management. So again, from revision point of view, what are the key imperatives? Attracting top talent management, developing workforce skills, enhancing employee retention, again retention, agility and adaptability of employee, succession planning, leadership development, and data driven decisions. See, ultimately, these are the regions that calls for talent management. If you want your organization to be driven by data, if you want your organization to have a positive work environment, if you want to develop a kind of leadership strategy, if you want to develop a balanced approach, if you want to motivate employee to come forward to contribute, if you want your employee to adapt to the situation and changing demand conditions, then you need to go for a specific talent management strategies inside the organization. Now, before we move forward, you need to understand, you as a student or you as a learner need to understand that what is the need of talent management, why talent management is required inside organization, or what is the crux, what is the baseline that calls for the process of talent management. See, as defined, what is management? Management is an art with the help of which you are going to optimize your resources, with the help of which you are going to optimize your workforce. Similarly, in case of talent management, you are going to optimize the skills set of employees so that with the help of that upgraded skill set, they can fulfill the organizational goals. So that with the help of that particular upgraded skill set, they can do something for themselves as well as for their organization. And if such kind of motivating environment is provided to them, then they are going to be retained inside that organization for long term. Now, we were talking about need of talent management. The first and foremost need of talent management is attracting. If you want to attract and if you want to retain top talent, you need to go for talent management. A strong talent management strategy always talks about attraction of talent from the market. If you are attracting best employees from the market, then ultimately it will work for your organization. Those employees will work for your organization. Those employees will produce upgraded product and services. Those employees will create a strong work culture inside your organization. And finally, with the help of all these things, the employee turnover will be reduced. If you are attracting top talent from market, then ultimately they will create a culture of knowledge sharing. They will create a culture of working. They will create a culture where you are going to work, where you are going to innovate, where you are going to create a collaborative platform for teamwork, and therefore you can fulfill individual as well as organizational goal. Now, if you want to enhance employee performance, then also you need to have talent management strategy. Regular training, regular development, in-house training, on-the-job training, off-the-job training, regular performance management strategy, regular performance development strategy are very much required for talent management. If you want to retain talent, if you want to develop them, then you need to so then you need to explain to employees that why they are important for organization and why organization is important for them. You need to create a balance between employees as well as organizations so that they could understand that yes, they can fulfill their dreams with the help of that particular organization. If you want to increase organizational productivity in short term as well as long term, then also you need to have a proper talent management strategy. A well managed talent management strategy stimulates individual to produce. It stimulates individual to work as an individual or work as a team. Whenever an employee is performing in a positive work environment, then ultimately he is going to contribute to organizational success in terms of productivity, in terms of strategy formulation, as well as in other terms. Therefore, if you want to increase organizational productivity, then you need to have proper talent management strategy. Another way, if you are having proper talent management strategy, then ultimately the wastage, the cost will reduce, and if wastage and cost are reduced during the production process, then ultimately the overall productivity of an organization is going to increase. If you want to go for succession planning, if you want to create future leaders, then also you need to have a proper talent management strategy. In talent management, you are going to identify those employees who are performers, who are having potential to excel, who are having potential to take risks, who are innovators. If you are identifying all such employees, then ultimately you are going to prepare a plan for future in terms of succession planning. So talent management strategy not only contributes to the organizational success, rather it aids organization, it supports organization, it helps organization to create a future leader. So talent management is very much required. If you want to increase employee satisfaction, if you want to increase employee satisfaction, then also you need to have a proper talent management strategy. Talent management is a process where you are giving value to employee, where you are thinking about employee, where you are thinking about development of employee, where you are talking about an overall employee performance, where you are talking about well-being of employee, where you are talking about creating a positive environment, where you are talking about motivating employees to create a positive workforce, to create a positive work environment, to contribute to organizational success. If you are giving value to employee, then employee will understand that yes, this organization is thinking about me, and if this organization is thinking about me, then we should contribute positively to this organization. Therefore, employee satisfaction will improve. See, the logic is very simple. If you are thinking about employee will also think about you. If employee will think about you, then your productivity will increase. If productivity will increase, then obviously revenue will increase. If revenue will increase, then salary will increase, as well as a positive kind of work culture will be developed inside of that particular organization. Talent management also talks about an overall improvement in employee engagement. If your organization has developed proper talent management strategy, then proper talent management strategy also results into development of proper organization, development of proper employee engagement inside organization. So proper talent management strategy helps employee to understand the requirement of job, and therefore employee utilizes his skills, employee utilizes his expertise to carry out the task positively, and the balance between employee skills and task is being created. So talent management is very important. Talent management is important because you are working in an environment which is ever changing, where demand is changing, where all the micro conditions as well as macro conditions like political conditions, social conditions, technical conditions, they are ever changing. So if you want to adopt, if your employee want to adopt to those changes, you need to have a proper talent management strategies. In today's market, where you are talking about job, whether you are talking about competition, whether you are talking about demand equation in market, everything is changing. So a proper talent management strategy helps the organization as well as employee to adopt to those changes. If you are having if you are having a proper talent management strategy, then first of all, the talent management strategy will explain to employee that why changes are much required, and how you can adopt to these changes, and what kind of benefit you will be getting after adoption of those changes. Therefore, a proper talent management strategy also helps in adaptation of changes. If you want to reduce your hiring cost, if you want to reduce your training cost, then also you need to talk about talent management strategy. With the help of a proper talent management strategy, you are going to hire talented employees. You are going to hire those employees who can contribute to organizational success. With the help of talent management strategy, you are going to decrease the turnover rate. If you are going to retain employee, if the employee retention ratio is increased, if the total employee turnover is decreased, then ultimately the hiring and training cost will be reduced. And if hiring and training costs are reduced, then ultimately it will add to the quantum of profit which you as well as your organization are earning. you know if talent management strategies are not proper, if talent management strategies are not properly implemented inside organization, then employees will not work for your organization on a regular basis for a quantum of time. And if they are leaving your organization in order to search for a better job prospect, then ultimately you need to go for hiring, you need to go for selection, you need to go for training of newly recruited employee, which will add cost to the organization. Therefore, a talent management strategy is much required. If you want to drive your business toward innovation and growth, if you want to increase the innovation content of your organization, then also you need to go for talent management strategy. You need to go for proper talent management implementation inside the organization. A skilled workforce, an engaged workforce will be contributing more to the organizational success as compared to that of a new employee. A talent management strategy used to increase the innovation content, used to encourage employee to come forward and to contribute to organizational success. Therefore, talent management strategies are more important for organizational success. Once again, we will be revising the need of talent management, that why talent management is required for an organization. So first, if you want to attract and retain talented employees from organization, if you want to attract and retain people who could work for your organization, you need to have a proper talent management strategy. Talent management strategy will attract top talent from market. Second, it will help employees to enhance their performance. If you are talking about a proper talent management strategy calls for regular training and developmental programs for employee. Talent management strategy ensures that employees are properly engaged in their work. And if such kind of equations are there inside your organization, then ultimately it will enhance employee performance. Third, if you want to increase your organizational productivity, even individual productivity also, you need to go for talent management strategy. A well managed and well implemented talent management strategy motivates employee to come forward to contribute to organizational success, and therefore employee could perform better, employee could perform properly when you are having a proper talent management strategy. Fourth, if you want to prepare for succession planning, if you want to prepare future leaders for your organization, you need to go for talent management strategy. Organization used to identify high performance employee, and then organization used to concentrate on them so that at the time of need they could be promoted to the leadership position. Fifth, if you want to improve employee satisfaction and employee engagement both, Yes, my dear friends, if you want to improve employee engagement and employee satisfaction, you need to have a proper talent management strategy. A proper talent management strategy always gives stress on talented employee. And if employees are valued, then obviously they'll come forward and they'll be contributing to the organizational success. If you want your if you want your organization to adapt to the changes that are happening in internal as well as external environment, you need to have proper talent management strategy. A proper talent management strategy, a properly implemented talent management strategy helps employees to understand why the changes, what kind of benefit employees will be having after adopting those changes. Another important point number 7, a proper talent management strategy always reduce the cost of training as well as cost of hiring. If you are having proper talent management strategy implemented in your organization, then employee retention will improve, the turnover rate will go down, and if employee retention rate is improving and turnover rate is going down, then ultimately the overall cost of hiring, selection, recruitment, training will reduce, and it will add finally to the success of the organization. If you want your organization to be driven by data, point number 8, if you want your organization to be driven by data, if you want that decisions inside organizations should be taken on the basis of data, if you want that decisions inside your organization should be taken on a rational basis, then also you need to go for talent management strategy. Now, another important topic in module number 1, key processes in talent management. What are the important processes? What are the important contents? What are the important contents of talent management process? Talent management process is sum total of various processes. So to start with, you need to talk about talent acquisition, you need to talk about talent sourcing, you need to talk about their recruitment as well as their hiring. Now, under this, what you are doing? Under this, first of all, you are going to study the requirement of job. Secondly, you are going to find out, you are going to prepare a chart, and in that chart you are identifying that what kind of skills are required to complete the requirement of job successfully, and then depending upon the inter comparison you are going to formulate hiring strategy, and you are going to find out the optimal source from where you will be getting such employee. So ultimately, talent attraction, talent sourcing, and talent recruitment is the first step of is the first key processes in case of talent management. The second important step or second important process is selection. You have attracted 50 to 60 or n number of employees, but you cannot hire them all. It will depend upon the number of positions which are vacant inside your organization. So depending upon the number of positions which are vacant inside organization, you are going to hire the employee who is having optimal skills. Remember, in selection you are going to hire the people for optimality, not for maximization. Now, after hiring, the third step is onboarding and integration. Onboarding and integration helps employee to adopt the kind of culture which your organization is having. Some certain kind of training program, some certain kind of mentorship program, some certain kind of induction program are given to employees so that they could know about organizational culture, so that they could know about what management expects from them. If everything is clear, then the process of onboarding becomes easy, and employee could easily imbibe the organizational culture. The third important or fourth important point is employee development and training. Without employee development, without employee training, you cannot talk about you cannot talk about talent management process. Depending upon the need of job, depending upon the demand and supply equation in market, you should be developing tailor-made training program to address the skills gap. You are going to compare the current skills and required skills to find out gap, and depending upon the gap analysis, you are going to prepare a training program. You are going to explain the training program to employee. You are going to explain what kind of benefit employee will be getting after completion of the training program, so you are going to implement training program inside organization to develop your skills. You are not only going to implement training program, you are also going to measure that whether the training that you have given to employees was effective or not. There are some certain tools like Kirkpatrick's model, like training effectiveness model, to judge that whether the training that you have provided was optimal or not. The next important key process in case of talent management is performance management. The task that you have given to employee, the goal that you have set in collaboration with employee, whether employees are able to fulfill those goals or not. What is their performance rate? You as a manager should try to develop a process to conduct performance management, to conduct performance appraisal, to know the efficiency rate, to know the current productivity rate of employee. In performance management, talent management, you should also talk about succession planning. Succession planning means identifying people for future leadership role. Whether the person, whether the employees are having potential to take responsibilities in future or not. You know, such kind of performance management or such kind of succession planning always calls for identification of high potential employees, and after identification of high potential employees, they are being prepared to take future key managerial positions. The last step or the last important key processes is employee engagement and retention. See, what is the goal of talent management? From hiring to employee retention, everything comes under talent management. You know, you are going to create a positive work environment, you are going to give value to employee, you are going to give importance to employee, and if you are giving you are going to identify his needs, and you are going to provide emoluments as per the rules and regulation and as per need of employee. And if employee is getting all these things, employee is getting monetary as well as non-monetary compensation in a proper fashion, then obviously his retention inside organization will improve and the turnover rate will reduce considerably. Another important process could be analytics, workforce analytics, about their performance, about their cost of training. I mean, you are going to concentrate on data, you are going to concentrate on HR analytics. Basically, HR analytics is a data-driven approach. You are going to concentrate upon all these things to take decisions. You are going to concentrate on data analytics or HR analytics to predict the future need of employees. So again, from revision point of view, key processes that are involved in talent management: first, talent acquisition, I mean talent sourcing and recruitment; second, selection; third, onboarding and integration of employee; fourth, employee development and training; fifth, performance management; sixth, succession planning; seventh, employee satisfaction and retention; eighth, workforce analytic, and you can add compensation and benefits also. Now, coming to the scope of talent management, you know, if you are talking about the scope of talent management, then before that you should be understanding the meaning of scope. Scope always highlights, or scope always defines the boundary within which you are going to apply the concept of talent management. It highlights the content that are covered under the talent management and talent management as a subject. The same processes, you know, if you are talking about scope of talent management, then scope of talent management covers workforce planning and talent acquisition. It covers onboarding of employees and employee integration. It covers learning and development of employee. It covers performance management. It covers employee engagement and employee retention strategy. It covers career development and succession planning. It covers compensation benefits. It covers talent. It covers HR analytics and talent analytics. It also covers work-life balance and employee well-being. It also covers employee branding, etc. You know, if you are talking about scope of talent management consists of all those things that are very much required to retain employee inside organization. If whether you are talking about proper selection of employee, recruitment, performance management, proper training, giving value to employee, onboarding, employee retention strategy, everything which is required to retain talented employee inside organization are covered under scope of talent management. Another important topic is importance of talent management. Why talent management is required inside organization. So if you are retaining high potential employees inside organization, then your productivity will improve, then your wastage will decrease, your employee branding will improve, the turnover rate of employee will decrease, it will help you to stay competitive in market, your overall competition of employees in organizational success will increase, the employee engagement will increase, your work environment become positive, the adaptation to change will become very easy. So these are some certain points that highlights the importance of talent management. Once again, why talent management is important? If you want your organization to grow, if you want your organization to sustain in long term, if you want your organization to remain competitive, if you want to increase productivity, if you want to decrease wastage inside the organization, if you want your employee to be engaged, if you want to reduce the turnover rate of employee, if you want to improve the engagement rate of employee, then ultimately you should be talking about talent management. The another important point and the last topic of module number 1 is role of HR in talent management. Why human resource manager is important in talent management? What is his contribution? Everywhere, whether you are talking about recruitment, whether you are talking about onboarding, whether you are talking about drafting and implementation of training program, whether you are talking about learning and developmental strategy, whether you are talking about mentorship, coaching, performance management, compensation management, succession planning, helping employee to adopt changes, everything is guided, everything is rooted to through the office of HR. You know, human resource management manager plays a pivotal role in shaping, in developing, in implementing the talent management strategies inside organization. If you are having a proper HR office, if you are having talented HR manager, then the process of implementation of talent management becomes swift. The process of implementation of talent management becomes easy. Remembering things are very easy. All key processes that are there in talent management process, all the key processes, sourcing, onboarding, selection, training, employee engagement, employee retention, all these things are directly or indirectly related to the office of HR. And if are doing all this function, and if HR is doing all this function properly, then ultimately he could gain a talent management process, he could implement the talent management process properly inside organization. So dear friends, this was the first module. Please go through the notes provided, and if in case of any problem, you can contact me. That's all from now. For now, have a nice day. Good day.